Well, here we are everyone, quite possibly the end of the Foundry Let's Play series. So in this episode, and the final episode for now anyway, we are going to be building the robot assembly line, which is long and well overdue, just over here in storage. And first of all, we need to set up some assemblers to build all the robot parts. But while we do that, I just want to clarify on a few things when I say this is going to be the final episode. So don't worry, this isn't going to be the end of the Foundry content. I will be doing lots more, but I think at this moment in time, I'm pretty happy with how our factory has kind of progressed and how it's looking at the moment. I do want to make some changes, but I don't think they are going to be video viable, so I'll probably save them to some live streams. Now I have made some preparations. I've basically got all of the resources to build all the robot parts. Basically what I want to do is some routine maintenance, spruce up the place a bit, tidy things up and make everything look a bit more neat and fancy. But as I said, I think that should be more of a community thing with live streams. So if you keep an eye on the community tab, I'll keep you all posted on that one and when they will be. But yeah, with over 100 hours in, I'm going to be doing some tips and tricks and sort of helpful guides for you all as well. So let's go ahead and get the robot torso in that one, robot head in that one, and we'll do legs and arms. Okay, so that's all them set up. We just need to figure out where we're going to place everything now in preparation for our assembly line. So as I was saying, with over 100 hours in, I have kind of learnt quite a few valuable things in my playthrough, and thanks to you guys as well, leaving lots of helpful tips and comments. So we're going to need 4 on this one as an input. So I am thinking about doing another playthrough of this game, as I said, because I've learnt quite a lot, and I kind of want to do things a little bit differently in my next playthrough. But if you're interested in me doing another Let's Play series of them, whether it's sort of live stream or video sort of based, then yeah, feel free to leave a comment and let me know your thoughts. I'd be very interested to see what everyone's kind of thoughts on that idea, whether you'd be interested to see another one. So we need energy cells, circuit boards, sheets, and we also need robot parts. So we've got robot parts here. Trying to think of the best way to do this. I think whatever way we're going to do this, it's going to end up a bit like Spaghetti Junction. So first of all, what I am going to do is make sure that I've got enough of those. I think I'll probably do that. We probably will need some more slopes as well, actually, come to think of it. So let's go ahead and get all of this sort of set up. So we need robot parts for definite, so we better split those up because we're going to need them for, well, so we're going to need them for, actually, we're going to need them for that one. Yeah, we're going to need all 4 of these. So I think what might be a better option is we stick another output over here. I think we can split this into 2 mergers, and that should be pretty good. We should be able to organize them quite nicely. So let's go ahead and get to this built. I think what we'll probably do is bring these out one just to give us a little bit of space if we need to bridge over this way. And I think what we'll do is, yeah, we'll take this one down to the end. I think probably going to be the better option. We could actually put a merger in over here. Might be a better option rather than having them bulked up over here. And that might be a slightly better option to do it that way. So let's extend this one out a bit more, and what we will do is we'll bring this out and we can put the splitter over here, and that should be good like that. And then I think what we'll do is we'll do something very similar over here. I think we'll bring this one out, and I think if we just put the splitter just here, that should give us a nice little bit of room. So I think we should bring this, yeah, I don't quite like the placement of that one. I think we should bring it back a little bit so these are a little bit more uniform, and we'll bring that out. And then what we can do is we can put this one over here. Okay, so that's the robot parts set up nicely. So we've got hydraulic rods over this side, which we are going to need for these 2 over here, which is a little bit awkward because our storage containers over here. Ideally we should have put these ones, or we could change them actually. We could do these as the arms and the legs. I think that might be slightly better, and we'll put them as the arms. We'll put this as the legs. We could probably put these at the torso, I think. We've got circuit boards, those. No, I think as the majority of the resources are over here, I think the torso would be better there. And then we'll put the head over here. That might work a little bit better, I think. So what we need to do is bring this one out. We can put a splitter over here. We can bring this one all the way along, and then we just need to kind of route this one around here. So what might be a better option if we bring this up, and then what we can do is swing this round so it floats above here. We can rotate this round, probably the end one, because we're going to need one of these resources. So if we do that on the end, that should avoid us getting any more blockages or anything over there. So that's that one, which is good. We are probably going to have some more storage coming out to these as well, but we can sort that out after. That's not a problem. So what else do we need for this? We've got the rods, so we need plates for this one. So we are going to need to remove that because I need that for over here. Probably going to put it just over here. I think is probably going to be the best way. So where were we? We were plates. So we need xenoferro plates, which are all the way over here. So that's not too much of an issue. We can kind of bring that over here. Trying to think what the best way to do it is. We'll probably have to come up and over, I think. Yeah, I think what do for the plates is something a little bit unconventional, shall we say. Let's definitely get some more conveyor belts on the go as well. We'll try and go for about 150. That should give us plenty. So where are the plates? The plates were here. So I think what we'll do is we'll go at a sort of weird angle, sort of this way. Can we bring this up again? We're not going to be able to because we are running out of space there. Okay, so we move this back a bit. We should be able to get this to work, and although it doesn't look the best, definitely going to work the way I want it to, which is what it's all about mainly. So we're going to have to bring this round here, and we're going to pop that there, and hopefully we can fit two slopes down over here. Perfect. Okay, that does fit very nicely where I wanted it to, so that's pretty good. So that's in production now. And what do we need over here? We just need we need more plates. Okay, so that's perfect because we can put a splitter just over here, so we can get rid of those, and we can put the splitter up this way. We're going to do not what I want it to, so we're going to free mode, and then we should be able to just rotate this around, bring this over to there, and we should be able to slope down, and this should fit very nicely as well where we want it. So that's 2 out of 3 parts done. So far so good. It's not looking too messy. So now we need CPU and we need glass. So where have we put the CPU and the glass? So we've got the CPU over here and the thermalite plates. We also have glass over here as well. Okay, so let's do the CPU first. That's probably going to be the more challenging one to figure out. So I think if we go ahead and do this, we can bring it up, and yeah, I think if we just continue along to roughly about here, then we can split this. So are we going to need... No, we don't need CPUs there. So actually we don't need to split it at all because we don't need any CPUs over there, which is pretty good. So we can kind of just go around the corner like this. We'll extend it a couple, and then we can drop it back down with a slope, and that can go right into there. So next we need glass over here, and we don't need glass over there either. So that's going to work out quite nicely. So we've got glass over here. Okay, so we've got plates over this side, we've got glass here. So I think we should... This is going to be a little bit of a tricky one, I think. We are going to need to bring that to here, but that should be okay, actually. As long as we leave ourselves a little bit of a gap, I think we should be all right, and we should get away with putting a slope up here. So we just need to bring that round. We'll rotate that round to here. Take that one. We'll try and make the slopes sort of even proportion, and there we go. Okay, so we've got 3 out of the 4 done. So better get these into storage actually, just so they can produce a little bit better. So let's go ahead and we'll get these into storage. At least they can be producing consistently, which is going to be the goal. So what type of storage have we got? Do we go for a big one? Like, is it really needed at this moment in time? Or do we just go for a logistics container 2? Yeah, we'll go for the logistics container 2 just because I've already got 3 of them. We will need to go and grab some steel beams and then we can do another one. As we've already got them, we might as well utilize what we have in our inventory. So we'll go ahead and grab some more steel beams. We'll get one of those crafted, and there we go. We should have enough storage to put our wonderful robot parts in. So we'll go ahead, get these placed down. I think what the best option is probably going to be, I think it will look better if we did it like this, to be honest. It only gives us more options on where to bring them out as well. So yeah, that looks pretty good like that. We'll put the other one here. Yeah, that works out quite nicely actually. Okay, so we just need to sort our inputs out, which we'll do over here. And there we go. We can place our conveyor belts down and they should be starting to fill up quite nicely now. So that's good. So last one to sort out, we need circuit boards, which we have over here, so we can just pop these straight down here. I think is going to be the best thing to do. And then what else do we need? We need dynamite sheets and energy cells. So we've got energy cells over here. This one should be nice and easy as well. We can just go straight to a slope up, build a nice little bridge, and we can just carry on down with another slope and straight into our input just there. So now we just have the sheets, which are this one here. Now this is where it's going to be a little bit more like spaghetti junction, but we are going to make it work. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring it to there. We're going to bring this along to here. We're going to have to bring it down, and we're going to have to bring it back round again so we can get our slopes in, because they take 2 wide gaps. So that makes that interesting, but we have successfully done it, so that's pretty good. I mean, production of these are relatively slow, but by the time we get everything set up, we should be pretty good in regards to getting our first few robots done. So next we are probably going to need some more resources for all of this lot. So I'm going to just grab some of the resources for our assembly line, and then we are going to go ahead and sort of work out where we're going to build everything and how we're going to build it all. Okay, so as you see by the hotbar, we have everything we needed. So we've got the assembly line start, we've got the producers, we've got 6 of, because we need 1 for torso, 1 for the head, and then 2 for the arms and 2 for the leg. I was thinking about just doing the 1 and quite sort of looping it around on itself, but I think it will look quite smart if we just have it in 1 consecutive line. And then we've obviously got the sales warehouse. So let's go ahead and get everything placed down. So what we have here is the assembly line start. So what we're going to do, I think, is put this nicely in the middle. Or should we pop it a bit more to the side? At least then we can expand. Yeah, I think we should do it so we've got a little bit of a gap on the side, just in case we need a room for belts and things like that. So yeah, we've got a belt input this way, and we've also got a belt input that way as well. So as far as I have done my research, we do need to add this to a power grid. So hopefully we have some power poles. We haven't got many power poles, to be honest, so it's probably worth grabbing a few more of those. We'll do 20 of those. That should be enough, I believe. So now we just need to figure out where we're going to drag our power from. So we could, in fact, what we can do is utilize these power poles. We'll stick 1 there, I think, and then we'll link this one over here up to there. Perfect. And then we can just bring this along our wall over here for now, and I think we should rotate this round, and then we can put our power pole just here, and we can bring that up to there. So that will give that power. And now let's double check that we are getting this all right. So configure here, we need a service robot. So we've got enough power charge. So yeah, we need to input our torsos over to there. So we're going to go ahead and get that inputted. In fact, no, we're not. we're going to get everything built first, and then we will go ahead and make sure it's all powered up, make sure we've got everything all going in, and then we'll do the torso last so we can see it all actually produce. So we're going to get to our rail, and I think we'll extend it a little bit just so we've got a nice view. I think we'll do it 6 long. I think that might be a nice little touch. Okay, so it looks like this one takes quite a bit of space. So I think it is kind of good we moved it across to where we did. So I'm going to bring that there. Question is, do we leave a gap or do we not leave a gap? I think we should leave a gap just so we can see the progress. I think that'll be a nice little touch. I think we should just go 4. We'll do another 4 as well. And this is why I bought some more building blocks, because I knew that we'd have to extend one way or another. So let's go ahead and drag this out. We're probably going to have to go quite a little bit more as well, so I might as well drag it out another length, and then we'll probably have to go back and fill this sort of little gap a little bit. We might be lucky enough to have the right amount of blocks. We haven't. That's fine. So what we're going to do is add a few more of these producers, so leaving a 4 wide gap as we have been, and that should be the final one. So now we will hook it up with power, and we'll make sure everything is all connected as it should be. So can we, or we can link them like that, even better, or like that. That's pretty cool. We can link them all at the top. So now we just need to link them via rails. So we'll go ahead and drag all of these along, and we can go into our assembly line warehouse at the back. So we do need some more building blocks, so we'll run and grab some of those so we can just finish extending our platform. Okay, so that's the platform extended, and I've also dropped the sales warehouse down. So let's configure this one to the service robot, and then we just got to go ahead and configure all of these. So we want to configure this one to a okay, that's something I did kind of forget. Okay, so we're going to need a few more of these, because we've got attach the left arm, then weld the left arm. Okay, so we're going to need another 4 of these. So yeah, okay, it's going to be quite lengthy. Okay, I'm not sure what has happened here, but something didn't quite go right. Okay, well, you guys have seen how this lot's all built, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of fix this little issue that we have going on over here, the fact that these didn't line up, and I'm going to add a few more because obviously I've slightly miscalculated, so we're going to go ahead and add a few more. Okay, so problem fixed. We have extended our assembly line. So what shall we do first? I think what we should do is we should go for let's just double check something quickly, because I want to know if we can assemble it all, then weld it. So producers, some tasks are coming through. Configure the task on screen panel. Not all tasks are possible from the beginning. For example, an arm needs to be attached first before it can be welded. See the bottom of this page for additional into figuring out task order. Okay, so let's have a look. Case of misconfigurations, assembly line getting stuck or general uncertainty. You can always walk up to the most forward robot and aim towards it. Tooltips show you which next production steps are possible. End products can also be picked up from the assembly line, the same way belt items can be picked up. Okay, so let's try something. We're going to go for attach the left arm, and then on this one we're going to do the right arm, and we're just going to go down. I think we're going to do the leg next, and after we've attached all of the legs and the arms, we're going to weld them all, and then what we're going to do is do the head last, just because I feel like being a little bit different. So we'll weld, and we'll weld the right arm, and now we're gonna weld up the legs, and then we'll attach the head. So weld right leg, and apparently I've done too many now. I'm really bad at counting and working this out, aren't I? So we've got our torso coming in. We have, yeah, our attach arm left. We should have arm right, left leg. So that's correct. Right leg. And then, yeah, weld left arm, weld right arm, left leg, weld right leg, and then attach the head and apparently I've added another one for no apparent reason. So attach the head last. So what we can do is we can get rid of this one because someone really can't count. Then what we're going to do is grab our rail. We're going to extend that to there so we can see our nice finished product. So we should have 9 altogether. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, for some reason I added an extra one, completely miscounted that one. So we need 2 arms, and then we need 2 legs, and then we need the head at the end. So that's going to be interesting because I've got heads over here and legs and arms over here. That's not to worry too much. I'm sure we can figure it out. So we're going to output these 2 here. I believe that these are the arms. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this out, and we're going to have the 2 arms first, and yeah, I think we're just going to have a couple of bridges basically. So what we'll do is we'll stop that one there, and we're going to split that, and we're going to rotate this one round. We're going to bring this one up, and we're going to bring this one round, and then we're going to be doing the same for this. So I think what we'll do is we'll bring this up, and we'll bring this across. We're going to have to split this. Not just yet. We're not going to need to, so I think we'll slope this up and we'll bridge this across, and we will bring it down over here. I know that I could have done this a lot more efficient and a lot more smoother, but to be honest, I wouldn't be me if I did it that way. It all started off with great intentions, but things kind of went south quite quickly, so I decided to not really pay much attention and just basically learn from our mistakes, ready for my next playthrough basically. So it may come across as I don't care how it looks, which I do, don't get me wrong. I'd like to try and keep it looking as clean as possible, but I've also come to the reality that I've made quite a few mistakes and it's not going to look as clean as I wanted it to. So we're going to bring this one all the way along, and we haven't got enough conveyor belts. I probably haven't got enough conveyor belts there either, because we need some more circuit boards and advanced machinery parts. Okay, so that's all the conveyor belts all set up. Had to go and grab some more resources and get them crafted, but we are done. Now all we need to do is hook up the torso, our bot, be made on the assembly line. But I think this would be a perfect opportunity for the thumbnail. Now I've got a little task for you guys. If you've made it this far in the video, I want you to comment thumbnail capture so you can let me know that you made it this far. Let's go ahead and we will capture this one. That will be good. And then I think we need another one of the actual robot once it's fully done. So let's go ahead and connect the last piece of the puzzle, which will be the outputs of our torso. So we're going to go ahead and grab this from here, and we're just gonna rotate it around, and then what we're going to do is drop down here, and we can watch our robot, or robots should I say, be made. So first of all, we've got the nice little arm that's going to be constructed. Oh, that's pretty smooth. And then we're going to have our right arm. It is a little bit on the slow side. I think the rail definitely needs a little bit of an upgrade. It would be cool if we can upgrade these like we can the conveyor belts, just to speed up the process a little bit, but I still think it's pretty cool watching our robots come to life. Now I'm interested to see how much these are worth compared to our little standard little robot pods. We have 2 of the warehouses filling up and in constant supply, so I definitely improved that over the last few episodes, so that's pretty good. And now we're on to the welding phase there, where we're welding all the arms and everything on, and then lastly it's going to be the head popping on over here. So I think we should get down here and we should get ready for our another thumbnail opportunity. Yeah, I think that's going to be a good spot if you ask me. So we've got a few coming and we're going to see the head get put on, and I think this is going to be the perfect opportunity for another little thumbnail. In fact, I'm going to do a little bit of thumbnail testing, and I want you to comment, did you see thumbnail number 1 or did you see thumbnail number 2? Let me know in the comments. So that's your 2 tasks for this video, to comment thumbnail capture, and then let me know what thumbnail you saw. Was it thumbnail 1 or was it thumbnail 2? We did forget to configure the sales warehouse, so let's go ahead and configure that, and they should be inputting around about now. Apparently they're not input in. Well, that's a little awkward. Why is that not working? That is definitely an input, but they don't seem to be going in. Why are they not going in? Did I miss a section? Input content 3, next step painting. Oh, so we have to paint them before we put them in. That's kind of odd because in the description it does say that doesn't actually alter the price at all, but I'm guessing we still have to paint it. Okay, looks like I'm going to need to build a painter. First of all, what I'm going to do is just disconnect this so no more can kind of go that way. And I guess we'll have to bulk demolition this lot for now. And yeah, unless I get a painter in, and somehow we need to make some paint. Okay, so to make paint, I've just crafted a painter, so that's all done. So to craft paint, we need low density olemite gas, and water in a chemical processor. Now, luckily, I did leave myself some space over here, and we did create a little bus system with our fluids. So this would pretty much be the perfect place to set that up. So I've got 3 chemical processors. I'm not sure how many we're going to actually need, but I think this should be pretty good. I think we'll just line those up just like that. We need to configure these so we know what goes where. That's going to be paint, and then we can just copy and paste those. Okay, so we need some reason I've selected fracking liquid. I'm pretty sure I didn't. Pretty sure I selected paint. No wonder I was a little bit confused there. So we need water, which we have do have water over here actually, so we could bridge that off. So that's pretty good. So water goes on the end. Where are my pipes? My pipes are here. Okay, so we can nick a water supply from here. So we'll just grab a T-piece over here, and then we'll go ahead and grab our straights. And what we'll do is we'll T-piece under this lot. It really did not want to place that pipe there, but okay. So we've got a corner piece here. We need a T-piece. Why is that put that all the way over there? So annoying. It's very frustrating when it does things like that, I must say. Okay, let's get this right this time. We're going to go ahead and get our corner piece in, go ahead and get our T-piece, and then what we're going to do is we're going to drag a corner piece from each of these, so that's sorted, and then we should be able to just go straight T-piece into here, and there we go. So that's our water input done, so that's filling up quite nicely. Now we need our olemite gas, which I believe is this one here, and then we also need our pink fluid, which is this one here. Okay, so yeah, this is going to work out quite nicely. So our gas come up to around here. Okay, so we're going to need a T-piece, and one there, and also one there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and not put the T-piece like that, because why would you put it that direction? Well, sometimes the orientation, it does frustrate me. I can never remember what actual buttons to press to get it the right way. Okay, so now we should be able to just straight pipe straight into here, and then we've just got gas to sort out, and then what we'll probably do is probably put it into like a mini storage tank. I think we should have enough resources to craft one of those. We do, so we might as well craft one of those while we're waiting. And then all we need now is we'll do a corner piece going up for the gas, and we need to flip this round this way. Yeah, I think this is going to work pretty well. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that one and that one. What we're going to do is T-piece up, and then we'll just elbow over. That should fix that little issue. So luckily, making paint didn't take too long. We had everything we needed to make this successful. So it's been a pretty smooth transition. We're going to now go ahead and drag these along here. We should be now making paint. Well, something's happening, so that's always a good sign. And now what we're going to do is get our storage tank. I'm going to pop this in here, and we're going to drag it all the way along. So what we'll do is we will go ahead and pop the tank there, I think. So we're going to get an elbow that way. I bet you guys love watching me trying to figure out what orientation to put these. I bet you lot find it extremely funny, because I'm glad you do. It's always good to laugh at my expense. I don't mind at all. Okay, so we've got our elbow piece, and yeah, we are done. We should be popping that paint straight into a tank now. Yeah, content paint going up quite quickly, which is good. And then now all we need to do is make sure we have enough pipework to pretty much go all the way over here. I'm not sure how high I want to go. We probably want to go maybe that high. That high should be fine. I think that should give us enough clearance. And then what we want to do is rotate them round so the paint's on show. We're just going to connect this all the way down to the bottom. I'm hoping we have enough pipe. I think we should have. I could do coloured paint. I say I could do coloured paint. I know how to do coloured paint. I just haven't got the necessary resources to make coloured paint. But just in case anyone is wondering how you do coloured paint. Okay, so let's finish extending our pipes. It would kind of help if we had enough of the pipes. Hopefully that should be enough because we haven't got that far to go. So hopefully that should be enough. So we'll pop that there for now. And all we need is the assembly line painter. So we need to make sure we get that in the right orientation. There we go. That'll be good. And I guess now there will be another opportunity for another thumbnail because it'd be nice to see them painted. I do want to stop this process though. Don't carry on just yet. Let me get everything connected and then you can fill your boots. But I want to do I want to do it like this? I guess I do in a sense. I want to kind of keep the ground pretty clear. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Rotate that to there and hopefully, yeah, we've got plenty of pipe. So that should be good. We also need to connect this with electric. So we've got power there and we need to configure this one to service robot and torso. Requires 30 litres of paint. So we can choose whatever colour we want. I reckon we should just go for something maybe like that. A nice bit of multicoloured. Multicoloured seems good to me. Okay, so I think now would be another perfect opportunity for a nice little thumbnail. Now I want to get a nice close-up picture of it for definite. Oh yeah, nice coloured robots. That looks pretty cool. I think that also deserves one as well. So let's go ahead and pretty much get another cheeky thumbnail. Okay, so now what we need to do is put our UI back on and we're going to head and connect this up and hopefully that should be configured and they should go in here smooth sailing. Oh yeah, definitely like our funky colored robots. Yeah, they're definitely going in now. They've been painted and we should see that number increase. Perfect. So hopefully we should have our first sale very soon. So our mission for this episode is complete, but before we end the episode and before we end the series, I wanted to do something. So I have something already slightly prepared. So I have some concrete blocks and what I'm going to do with the concrete blocks is we're going to go into modular buildings and we're going to do the monument base because I think it is well deserved to close the episode with a nice big monument. The question is, where do we put the monument? I've kind of got a feeling just here would be a very nice spot, if I'm completely honest with you. So we need a 14 by 10. So we're going to do a nice 14 by 10. Pretty much around here, I think it's going to be a good spot. So I want to try and make this as even as possible. So I think if we go for like this 14 seems good there. I'm going to go by 10. So now we can just fill this in and I think that's going to be a nice spot for our monument. So let's go ahead and get our monument base down. I think that should be pretty good around about there. So let's go ahead and get our blueprint and we're going to build this absolute beauty. So pedestal, statue, and we're going to start the construction. So there we go. We're going to have that built and constructed and hopefully very soon we should be able to see our robots go for sale. Let's just have a look at our research quickly. We might as well do these as we are waiting. I think we'll just go ahead and do the big ones. We've pretty much got everything else researched. Now, as some of you might know, in the last update, we did have data and cables. I've been doing a little bit of a playing around. I'm going to have some videos, come up with some nice little builds for them. I have decided not to incorporate them in this one, just because the factory's come so far. I think it'll be a little bit complicated to try and do that. So we've got our first little sales. So let's head over to our radio tower so we can see how much of a profit these assembly line robots actually make compared to our standard mini ones that we've been using for now. So let's go ahead and open our communications, and we've got sales. So sales storage, we've got 39 service robots. That's our maintenance drone. I completely forgot what they were called, which is very bad of me. But service robot today, sales 29. Currency storage, we've got, yeah, just over 5,000. So yeah, I think the service robots are definitely worth doing. So let's go ahead and see how our monument is doing. 75%, so shouldn't be long, and that should be done. I think we should just wait here. This seems like a good viewpoint, and I will see you when it's all finished.
A few minutes later.
Okay, yes, everyone can laugh. I completely messed up the orientation of this, but there you go. There's our monument to mark the completion of our Foundry factory. Now, as I said, it's not fully complete. We were doing some live streams, just neatening things up, a little bit of community building. So yeah, hopefully I will see you all on them. As I said, keep an eye on the community tab. So thank you so much everyone for all your support on this series. It's been greatly appreciated, and all your support on the channel as well. I do appreciate all the time you take to watch my videos, to leave your comments, and for all your likes and subscribes. So it's been Kryptonite here. You have been watching Foundry. Thank you all again, and I will see you in the next video.